My mission is simply to get the word out that this whole Breonna Taylor case was nothing but corruption. It was a lot of people who was involved with covering up corruption. That's even the people that was representing Breonna Taylor. I'm still unsure if Breonna Taylor's mother and family know the stuff that I know. I tried my best to let Breonna's mother know what I knew. I ran into her at Washington, but of course she was overwhelmed with emotion. I pulled her aside and I said, hey, I need to talk to you. I need to let you know about some things. But everybody was trying to pull her aside. So I'm not sure if she knows exactly what I know. If she knew what I knew, she would have never settled for no $12 million. I even talked to Breonna Taylor's auntie via text message and face-to-face, also in Washington, D.C. I've done my best to get the story out to the family because I felt like before I gave the story to anybody, I owe it to the family first. And I was willing to go far and expose the corruption if the family was in on it too, because at the end of the day, it's not right. But I had to figure out and give them an opportunity to let me know if they knew what was going on. Breonna's mom told me she would get with me, but at the same time, she had a lot of people talking to her, so she kind of probably looked at me as just another person. But I personally tried to tell her, look, I looked her in the eyes and I'm like, look, I need to talk to you. I took a picture with her, I posted that all over social media. I talked to her auntie. I sent her auntie all types of text messages a couple of days ago. Didn't get a response back from her for real, but at the end of the day, my mission is very simple. It's to allow the world to know what's going on with corruption and to know that Sam Aguilar, Benjamin Crump, and the other people who was representing Breonna Taylor's legal team completely screwed her out of justice. And my job now is to make sure the world knows this case was full of corruption so we can now take it to the Supreme Court.
You talked about some of the info that you wanted Breonna Taylor's mother to know. What is some of the information you've come across that you find concerning that you wanted them to know? Can you talk specifically?
Well, first of all, I need people to understand this. I know y'all know Kendrick as the criminal they've made me out to be. You know, they planted drugs. Brett Hankerson planted drugs on me 2 times. WOKY did a great story on that. If you haven't seen the story, go watch the story. They currently got me looking like a criminal, and because I've been making the stance that I've been making for the last 4 or 5 months, I also look crazy. But what y'all fail to realize, I'm very smart, very intelligent. My high school education does not go beyond an Eastern High School diploma, but I'm very intelligent. And Sam Aguilar recognized that immediately how intelligent I was, and he hired me to work the Breonna Taylor case. I worked the Breonna Taylor case. I've seen all the evidence. I've seen everything. And upon working this case, me and Sam Aguilar, together, we started to solve and unravel what really happened in this case. I made Sam Aguilar look me in my eyes, and we both agreed that Kenneth Walker, Breonna's boyfriend, was involved with the case, the corruption side. We both agreed. I brought it to Sam Aguilar. I said, Kenneth Walker is in on it. He said, Kendrick, you're right. And I said, I'm going to tell you how he's in on it. He said, you don't have to tell me. I already know. We both agreed that Kenneth Walker was in on it. I discovered it immediately when Sam Aguilar presented certain evidence to me. And I said, you know what? Kenneth Walker's in on it. Sam said, you're right, but he's also my client, so we cannot expose that information. I said, okay, Sam, but I need to tell you something. I looked Sam in his eyes. I said, I understand not exposing your client at just this moment. I said, Sam, but if you are not on Team Breonna when it comes to getting justice, and I find out that you are on Team Corruption, I told him this right here sitting in his office, looking him in his eye. I said, if you are a part of Team Breonna and you want to get her justice, I'll be your biggest ally. I said, Sam, but if I find out you are a part of Team Corruption, I'm going to be your worst nightmare. Now I have officially turned into Freddy Krueger. I'm Sam Aguilar, Benjamin Crump, and all of those people's worst nightmare. Anybody who was involved in the Breonna Taylor cover-up and corruption, I am your worst nightmare. I'm not fearful of any of you guys. I'm fearless. I'm prepared. Just in case you guys come for me, I'm going to go out with a bang. Y'all not going to just kill me. My family and friends, I got friends all around this perimeter right now. I set this perimeter up. My friends that you cannot see are all around this perimeter. I'm prepared to go out with a bang. If y'all going to kill me, I'm going to make sure I kill a few of y'all. But at the end of the day, upon killing anybody, because that's not what I stand for, I am going to expose corruption. I had one job. I've been sitting here. I've been sent to earth to do one thing. I've been trying to figure out my whole life what I'm supposed to do. I got all types of talents. I box, I play basketball, I help people, I work hard, I work at Ford Motor Company, I'm a barber. I got a lot of different traits. I've been trying to figure out what is my job, what is my talent. My talent is this, to stand up to corruption and stand up and be a voice for people who don't have the voice or the know-how to do what I know how to do. And the bottom line is, I am here to expose corruption. It's that simple.
Can you speak specifically about the things that you've seen that lead you to believe there are corruption? I know you posted a lot of clips. What are some of the things that you've seen that lead you to believe that there is something going on here?
Well, first of all, the first thing, because nobody really knows about this, and the first thing, y'all know about all the other stuff I exposed. The first thing, there's a doctor involved in the cover-up. The LMPD brought in a private doctor to work on Officer Manley. Officer Manley had a bullet in him. I seen the pictures with the bullet in him. He had a bullet in him. Sam Aguilar also seen the pictures with the bullet in him. What I discovered, because I am a barber, I asked Sam Aguilar, I said, hey, why is the hair around his leg cut off? Around that bullet hole. Why is the hair cut off? The exit wound, the hair was missing. The hair was just randomly missing. You know why? Because they cut that hair off because they doctored the exit wound. And it's important to cut the hair out before you do any type of surgery because that hair would get you heavily infected. So that doctor came in, the LMPD's private doctor that they brought in, worked on Officer Manley and created an exit wound. There was no exit wound. There was a bullet lodged in him. And that bullet would have told you who shot him. So they removed the bullet and created an exit wound. And Sam Aguilar has the pictures. Sam Aguilar, I'm giving you an opportunity before I do it. Expose the pictures. Expose the pictures, because I will say this about Sam Aguilar. There was a moment where Sam Aguilar was Team Breonna. Me and Sam Aguilar, we exposed everything and we solved this whole case together. But then there was a moment when I walked into the office and Sam Aguilar was not the same Sam. Sam Aguilar's phone was ringing nonstop. I'm of the belief that Sam Aguilar's life got threatened and they threatened to kill that man. So that man had to do his best corrupt work ever to cover up the fact that we was exposing that she was murdered. We have evidence not only that she was murdered, that she was executed. She wasn't shot from a distance. They walked up on her and they killed her. Me and Sam Aguilar exposed, and we uncovered all this together behind the scenes. Me and Sam, we solved the whole case. But I will tell y'all this. Sam Aguilar started out Team Breonna. That's why he brought me in. You don't bring in a Kendrick Wilson if you're a part of Team Corruption. But Sam Aguilar was threatened. His life was threatened. I know I got everybody hating Sam Aguilar right now, but Sam, I completely understand your position. You're not as fearless as me. You got kids, you got a family, you got a business. I know they threaten to take it all away from you, but you need to come out and tell the truth on who they are. Because me and you, we know what really happened. And now it's time to tell the world.
You say you were hired by Sam Aguilar. Can you talk about in what capacity you want that entail?
I made over $18,000, and I can prove every dime and dollar. $18,000 in 2 months. Started off making $1,500 for every 10 hours I worked. I didn't know I was getting paid. I was doing the work for free because I'm that guy. I didn't know I was getting paid. Sam Aguilar walked in with an envelope. I opened it up. I pulled it out. It was a check. I said, what is this for? He said, for your last 10 hours of work. I said, for my last 10 hours of work, when can I complete 40 hours? And we both laughed. And over the last 2 months, he paid me $18,500 exactly, and I can prove every single dime and dollar because I have it all recorded through checks, through PayPal, and also through Cash App transactions with his name on it, in his credit card. Me, with no degree, no type of legal title or any of that. He brought me in because he seen my mind was sharp and he seen how I handled my personal case that I got going on with Brett Hankinson.
Can you talk about what some of the things that you did?
I did everything. I spied on Kenneth Walker. I stayed up for 48 hours straight watching Kenneth Walker, watching his every move. I know the girls that he sleeps with. It's sickening to know this dude's out here sleeping around with girls, and Breonna just got killed all of 6 months ago. This guy, I know the motorcycle club that he runs with.